Being a woman for me is to feel good in her body, to love herself.
I think that it definitely affects your role in society. You're continuously reminded of what you're supposed to do and how you're going against that. And as being a part of a society that is pretty Western, I consider myself very lucky, but there are also other superstitions present that is just hard to get around sometimes.
For me, being a woman is power and solidarity.
In Germany, we have a lot of rights, so our humanity rights are really good to live as a woman, but in fact, there are also not equal gender equality in every in every positions or in every topics of our life. So I'm like proud, but also sometimes a little bit frustrated to be a woman in our society.
I think society expects from a woman that she will be maternal and she stay at home to take care of children and of the house. But I'm not identified with this concept because I won't take care of myself first.
So I don't really agree with you need to have a family, you need to have children. There's so many other identities people can have, women can have, and that's something that I think needs to change.
I think the most difficult point is that women are sometimes not that accepted in higher positions, or there are stereotypes that they are like a sexistic object in advertising or something like this, and also the career thing that mostly women feel the pressure that or we are feeling the pressure that we have to have children at some time, and it's in the society not so accepted to start a career on your own and don't care about giving childbirth.
In Mexico, women are not treated as equal because it's a really sexist country. So they said that women shouldn't talk as much. So there's this phrase that is very popular that they say that the less you talk, the prettier you look. And I cannot agree with that.
It's funny because the people are, they can look down on you and your opinion, and that's something that's not really okay, I think. Your opinion matters just as much as someone else's, but yeah, sometimes it feels like when a guy says something, even if it's just a stupid idea, it's okay because he's a dude. But as a woman, you kind of need to prove yourself, prove you're intelligent and capable.
I think the first time when I really felt it, I think it was in school, when I started thinking about my sexuality or thinking about the other gender, feeling sexually attractive to men or to women, and there I felt a little bit always the person, the girl who was talking really open about sexuality, about orgasms and everything, and it was not common to do that as a girl, I think.
In elementary school and middle school, I had some acne, and a lot of people was low on me, and there was some guys that had acne too, but no one loved on them.
Since I'm little, our parents in my country, they teach you that you are not as equal as men, because you cannot walk alone on the streets, not because only it's dangerous, but because men are more unrespectful and you don't have the same advantages as men do. So you grew up with the idea that you cannot be the same as a man.
But then when I grown up, of course, when you realize that sexism is everywhere, in every lifestyle, you grow up with this, your parents educate you like this, because society is in... You just have to look at romantic comedies or at movies where always there is this pressure that woman has to compare with woman. Empowerment, it means for me to just, when I with a group of girls, or when I with women, and I feel that they're also thinking the same, or if we're talking about it, just makes me really happy to empower yourself to learn more about how other women or girls feeling and how their experiences
is conscious, gender equality and speech.
Equality, power, and sorority.
The second word is like fight, because I think it's also a little bit negative because sometimes fighting is really frustrating, and it makes me so mad that we are only taking really small steps right now. And the last word is hope, because I hope for the generation of us, and also I'm doing it for the generations after us, that if we are fight and fight and fight, that we will reach maybe a society or community where I think it's not possible that sexism will be completely deleted, but I think there could be like a society which is more without sexism than it is nowadays. A lot of my education in school, I think, would be a little bit different.
I study industrial engineering, and in a huge group, I'm one of a few women in there, so if without sexism, I'll feel much more comfortable.
I think it would be easier to open myself about my sexuality or how I felt like when I was younger. And
I wouldn't have to worry about my future. I wouldn't have to worry about getting a job that gets paid well or just as well as men have, about choosing what I want to do later and where I want to settle down, if that's possible.
When I get home in the night, people always tell me, "What? You come back to your home by feet?" But no, it's too dangerous. They're a strange guy. But no, I just won't get at my home by feet. And I think if I was a man, nobody was scared about that. I get home by feet.
And I think there would be more tolerance and more acceptance to how we are, and not the definition over your sexuality or over your gender. It would be more about character and how you are.
There's still a very big difference right now in how women are treated. They're encouraged to do things that they want to choose a career that they think suits them, like being an engineer. But when it comes to them actually entering the work fields, they're looked down upon, and it's really hard for them to get a job.
So not close, but on the good way, I think, because we begin to speak more and more about these thematics, and society take conscious that there is the difference between sex and gender.
The most point where no gender equality in Germany is about career, and also about this thing how women are treated in their jobs. Like there's a gender gap in the income of people.
Not at all. I think we'll get there someday, anytime soon, but I think it's gonna take a long process and much effort.
Female revolution is everywhere.
Le féminisme est partout.
Die feministische Revolution ist überall.
El feminismo está en todas partes.